Celebrate the launch of my latest book, Make a Vision Board, a manifesting collage book. I am going to teach you how to use the houses in astrology to manifest. The Make a Vision Board book launches on May 28th and is everything you need in one easy book to create the vision board of your dreams, to help you go on the journey to build the life of your dreams. Everything from rituals, how to build a vision board, how to break down the houses in astrology to use this to build the vision board, including over 1,000 images that you can cut out that really do try to cover all of the aspects of life. The universe likes to put things in an order or a category. So when you think about astrology and the houses, they're literally like different aspects of the energy of life, how we navigate life. When you are trying to create a vision board, it can be really overwhelming because you want so much and you don't know exactly what it is. And it's really hard to visualize. And then you have to look at all the magazines and do all of the additional parts prior to even building the board. With this, all you need is a board and scissors and glue, and everything else is here. You can then go through and add additional elements to your board if you like, but we made sure that every single thing was going to be easy to navigate, categorize, so that you can lay out every aspect of your life. So we're going to go through all of the houses of astrology today from 1 through 12, and I'm going to talk about how you can use each house when you're manifesting. Even just using the categories to create the vision that you want for your life, it's going to be easier for you to not miss something and to really keep it organized as you flow through the work. So first thing I want to show you is a couple of natal charts so that you can get an idea around what this natal chart represents. So if you look at this image that I have here on the screen, you've got the bottom of the chart representing the nighttime and the top of the chart representing the daytime. If you were on the other side of the horizon, you would flip this chart. But with the concept of it being day or night, or another really great example would be a tree of life. The bottom or the night represents the roots of the tree and the subconscious. So these are the elements of the chart that have to do with the inner world, not things that other people can see on the outside. While the daytime and it can represent like the moon, the daytime of the chart could represent the sun, and it's where everything can be seen in the light. So if you were thinking of a tree, it's where the trunk and the leaves and everything is exposed based on the foundation, the roots, or the elements below. When you are born, these planets are in a certain alignment in the sky. And what you see when you look at your natal chart is like a snapshot of where those planets were. And if you think of it as the first house, which is a house all the way to the left, and it starts in spring in Western astrology, always in Aries, it's the seed. It's the start of the journey, while Pisces is the end of the journey. And this journey goes actually counterclockwise. The planets move counterclockwise while the chart is spinning in the clock direction. Okay. So if you think of it like the first house represents 1, the 12th house is Pisces. The first house is the beginning of the journey. The 12th house is, let's say, the end of the journey. It goes from seed, it goes down, it makes roots, it comes up, it makes a plant, it reaches the peak of its bloom, let's say, and then it withers and the leaves fall off and it goes back through down to winter to then do that process all over again. When you are born and that snapshot of the planets is taken, they are somewhere within this journey. Everybody doesn't start at 1. Your Mars might be in 5 while your Sun might be in 1. And these are different elements or different structures of both your energy type and life's energy type, kind of intermingling together, creating a pattern. When you're looking at each of these individually, then they cover aspects where the opposite sides of each portion of this circle represents energy that you could say it has a line of light where there's a negative and a positive pole, with each negative and positive pole, because it's 3D, having variations within the negative and positive on each side. You could say that these energies are intertwined, where one of them might represent, for instance, the second house is going to represent your values. The second house, because it's under at night, it's in the roots. It's more about like what you acquire, how you value yourself. While if you looked in the opposite direction at the 8th house, which is its opposite, it's looking at your values in the world, lottery winnings, inheritance, things based on what other people, how people utilize your value is the daytime, and then how you see your own value is the nighttime. And each of these sections has the extreme examples of all of the energy of that idea. So now let's go through each house so you can determine where your categories are for manifesting and what you would do to fulfill the requirements of that portion of the chart. And don't be confused. We're going to do this based on those opposite sides so you get a full understanding of that energy. So we're going to start with the first house and the 7th house, the one directly across from it, okay? First house is all about the self, how you see yourself, how other people see you, your physical self, how you work out, the ways that you express yourself, first impressions. 7th house is all about partnerships and marriages and contractual partnerships. And if you think of it as like the first house is how you see yourself, the 7th house is like how you see yourself in partnership, who you partner with in this world, who joins along on this journey with you. If you were looking to manifest from the first house with the self, this is really great if you are looking to lose weight, amplify your beauty, learn more about who you came here to be. And the first house is considered the rising sign. It's what's coming up on the horizon. And this is like your major goal, whatever ruler, the sign ruler of this house is. It's going to be unique for you, and it is who you came here to be, like who you are reaching to be in this lifetime. So if you're looking to manifest contractual partnerships, maybe you need an investor or a business partner. If you're looking to get married or find your partner, then you can focus your partnership manifestations in the 7th house, who you came here to partner with. In that, it's a very defined sort of partnership, very contract based, okay? 2nd house and 8th house is next. So your 2nd house is all about your values. Values mean different things to different people based on where you live, what type of society you're in, and so forth. So for us here in America, it might be in your job, tangible assets, okay? When we are looking to see what people want to do for a living, we look at the 2nd house first. And it will tell you, where the planets of that ruler's house is, might be where your interests lie for your career or where you can earn money from. This house is all about money, objects, how you adorn yourself based on what your values are, how you adorn your space based on what your values are. That are inherent to you. Also your sexual values, how you value your body. If you think of it like the first house is, I'm all about myself, I do all of these things, and then I go into the 2nd house to look at what my values are, that's what we're talking about. So when you are manifesting that money, that dream career, you want to look at your 2nd house and you want to organize your principles in this house on your board. And then your 8th house is all about lottery, inheritance, how people see your value in the world. It can be a lot with, some people get appraisals, and this area is very focused in that way. It's a lot about tangible assets according to the other. So where you might find the investor in the 7th house, you would probably get the investment when a planet moved to the 8th house. So if you are looking for an investment, if you are looking to sell property or do anything within real estate or art, this house is where you would want to add to your board for that reason, your vision board. So your 3rd house and your 9th house. 3rd house is all about your inner conscience. I would even say your inner sanctity or soul, while the 9th house focuses a lot on philosophy, religion, how you practice that inner sanctity on the outside world. 3rd house is all about lower education, community, what's close to you. 9th house is all about foreign travel, higher education, philosophy, and how you utilize what's close to you to express it out into the world. if you are working on your mental health, if you are working on wanting to be more in your community and doing great things there, even if you are working on just learning how to better handle your emotions or your soul or work on your spirituality, this is a really good house to focus on. While the 9th house is going to be great if you are looking to teach something, if you are looking to travel around the world and explore, if you are looking to learn more about your craft or go on an advanced learning journey, this is where you would focus on. 4th house and 10th house. So think of the 4th house as the home. It is how you feel nurtured, how you feel comforted, where you find home, family ties. And remember, like if you marry someone, then they might trigger the 7th house, but like as you go through the journey where the planets are moving through your signs, you know, there might be a triggering that's also happening in the 4th house because your home could be changing. You could be getting married and moving in together. You might see something here. While the 4th house kind of represents what you're doing when you're not at work. It's like the other place you spend the most time at. The 10th house is like your career, your Midas touch, where you spend your time when you're not at home. How you spend your time gets you out of the home, I would say, and like your what you came here to do. Just like I would look at the 2nd house to see where you would earn money, I would look at the 10th house to see how you express yourself in your career. I would look at the 4th house to see, you know, how you value your home, how you're doing with your family and such, so and so forth. So if you're looking to manifest around maybe getting married or having a family or moving homes or redecorating your home, you'd focus on the 4th house. And if you are again looking for that career, that Midas touch, you know, that area that you're going to be spending your additional time in, I would even say hobbies, I would look at the 10th house. 5th house is all about creativity, how you create, how you play, childhood, passion, children. People get pregnant utilizing the 5th house. 11th house is how other people view you creatively in the world, social networks, actual friendships. If you were going to speak at a conference, you might have something going on in the 11th house at that time. So it's literally like 5th house is your hobbies. Another way to look at your hobbies, if your hobbies are turning into your career, these areas are all triggered. It kind of affects the 5th house, the 10th house, and a little bit of the 11th house, depending on how you utilize your hobbies. But we'll get more to that later. But if you think of it as in like play and creativity and passion are intertwined energies. That is really the significance of the 5th house. And the 10th house is like, if we were working in the way that brings us joy, it's like expressing that play for the other, expressing that creativity out. So if you are looking to up your creativity, if you are looking to earn a living from your creativity or learn new ways to do creative things within your process, you look at the 5th house. And if you want to learn more about expressing that creativity in the world, your social impact, your friends, families, the people who support you in the creative endeavors that you undertake, you would look at the 11th house. The 6th house is all about those daily habits. It's literally your day-to-day tasks. So fitness fits here a lot. Health fits here a lot. It is the chart of the healer. If you have a lot of planets here, you might be a healer, or you might find that you suffer from chronic pain a lot. Everything here is all about how you go about your day. What aspects are in play to allow you to check things off the list? What's your routine like? What habits do you add into your life to make it easier to feel like you are within your flow? And that's why it includes health and wellness a lot, because if it's like exercising or meditation, all of those things can fit within that category. But then the 12th house, I like to think of as like your subconscious. It's what people are judging you on based on what your daily habits are like. So the 6th house is all about how you perform on a day-to-day basis. The 12th house is like what happens from that performance, and kind of like what people do or don't see. You find people who people who either work in prisons, a lot of lawyers, a lot of people who go to prison, end up in this 12th house energy where they have a lot of planets here, where they either are helping someone rehabilitate based on what their daily habits are. It's how those daily habits affect you in the real world. And this subconscious part of yourself where it's going from day to night. It's going from what can be seen in the day can be hidden at night. And some of these naughty things that we do, or these subconscious tendencies or thoughts that we have, are in the 12th house. So if you are looking to better with your daily rituals, organize yourself, get into, like, let's say, that Virgo energy, you would focus on your 6th house of being more of a taskmaster. What your habits are around any addictions, you would want to really pump up in your 6th house. While your 12th house is like the law, or it can be confinement. What you really want to focus on here is how you are utilizing your wounds and your gifts to help the other, or to help the shadows of yourself, where you need strength, where you need help to actually perform your daily habits in a way that makes you feel proud. I hope this helps clear up some astrology lingo. Check out the book. You can buy it at the link in the bio. It launches on May 28th. It is going to be so fun. There will be vision board parties, so stay tuned. And let me know what you think. Fest.